Pretty cool, dude. A Honus Wagner.
A Honus Wagner.
That's really, really cool.
Hoodwinked, huh?
No.
Yeah, what do you got here?
Got a Bo Jackson game issue signed baseball bat.
Any idea what you want to get out of it?
$250, but I really don't know.
Let me call a friend of mine down, have him come check it out.
Bo Jackson is a very distinct bead where he has two loops in his signature. He does a small loop on top and a larger one on bottom. He always brings it back, and it's usually either closed or barely open. And you can see on this one right here, it just kind of stops right there. That's something you typically don't see. Going over to the J and Jackson, you usually like to see one round fluid motion. Here we have a couple of sharp turns, which is, again, atypical of what I see in Bo Jackson signatures. And then right here at the end, the letter N is brought up at the tail. Usually on a Bo Jackson signature, it's going to come straight down and end right there. Based on what I see here, I wouldn't make an offer on it if I had the opportunity.
Since we weren't able to make a deal, I'm going to take it home, put it on my wall, and just enjoy it like I have. And at the end of the day, it was tied to Bo Jackson, so it's kind of definitely a memento for me.
I have this J. Honus Wagner autograph.
Nice.
A Honus Wagner.
A Honus Wagner. I didn't even know who he was.
Honus Wagner was one of the greatest shortstops of all time, but most people today know him because of his rare baseball card. Back in 1909, the American Tobacco Company put baseball cards inside of cigarette packs, and Wagner didn't approve. So he threatened to sue, and they stopped making them. Only 57 are known to exist today, so it's kind of like the holy grail of baseball cards.
Any idea of what you're looking to get out of it?
Well, I'm thinking close to 2,000.
Do you mind if I bring somebody down to check out the signature, see if it's real, and let me know what it's worth?
It'd be great.
I mean, you know, I do see the J,
Right.
which is a good thing. He's signed like that, you know, really predominantly. So we do have J. Honus Wagner on here. First thing I want to look at, just check the whole surface for the ink here. Well, that's pretty interesting.
What is that?
The ink isn't aged well enough, and that's kind of a big thing.
Okay.
Okay, next thing I want to do. What I assembled here today are basically his autograph, authentic examples. There's no question. It's not the real deal. You don't have Honus Wagner's autograph.
Really sad, but then again, I'm pretty happy that I didn't put any money out for it. I'll just take it home, and it'll be a reminder to be careful about all these fake autographs out there.
I have an old outfielder's glove signed by Babe Ruth, and I have a bat signed by Babe Ruth and Christy Mathewson. I think this bat should be worth somewhere between 50 and 100 grand. The glove should be worth $10,000, $20,000.
I just want someone who's in this business to look at this paperwork to see what they think.
Who is your guy, and what makes him special?
Because I trust him and I know him, and I don't know you.
Signed gloves are extremely rare because the oils in the glove can, over time, kill the signature. Now, as far as the authentication for the bat here, I gotta tell you, this one makes me very nervous. The gentleman listed on this authentication was implicated in this enormous FBI sting operation in the late 1990s. It was called Operation Bullpen, and it was all around getting fraudulent signatures on memorabilia. Absolutely. And therefore, auction houses won't recognize his authentication as legitimate. I have serious doubts about its validity.
I think they're missing the boat on these items. This young guy, not even sure he heard of Babe Ruth.
I've got a movie poster signed by this cat here, Steve McQueen.
That's really, really cool. How much are you looking to get out of it?
I've heard numbers that range from 4 grand to 35 grand, so.
Okay. Do you mind if I have someone come in and take a look at these signatures?
He does write an S. It's almost like a figure 8. The shape of the capital T is huge, and that's the way he normally writes it. But I see that the T bar is missing. Most of the ones I've seen before finish up with the T, but he doesn't do it that way every time. The shape of the M's off. I would say this poster is worth probably $1,000 without the signatures, but with the signatures, it's worth $0.
Oh my God, that's such a drag. I always thought it was a good signature, so it's a disappointment.
I've got a Marilyn Monroe signed picture and a handwritten poem.
Wow. So have you ever had this checked out?
I have. 4 experts looked at it about 10 years ago.
So what was it appraised at?
It was appraised at $48,000.
All right, well, that's good to know.
Tell you what, mind if I have a buddy of mine come take a look at it?
Now, something that's striking about this photo, the secretary used to sign a lot of her correspondence, used to like to use a red pen. And I'm going to pull something up here to show you. This is a signature. It's pretty widely known throughout the industry. When we see these photos, we instantly know they're secretarial, and that's what we're looking at here.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Next, I'd like to analyze the poem, and I brought a sample of her handwriting here today. When I start to compare both of these together, you go over here to the poem, it's two different worlds.
Yeah, they look absolutely nothing alike.
Yeah. This was unfortunately penned in someone else's hand and not Marilyn Monroe's.
Well, I wish it were real, man. I mean, we'd both make a lot of money, but
Absolutely.
as it sits, there's really nothing I can do with it. What are these?
These are a pair of gloves that my great aunt left me. They have a bunch of old movie star signatures on them. We have Clark Gable right here, who's probably the most notable of the bunch.
Any idea what you might be looking to get out of them?
I was thinking roughly $1,000.
Let me have a buddy of mine come down and take a look at it.
What I can't get beyond is when I see the G on here and I see this G, I see a whole different signature. I'm looking at a G that's connected to the A, goes to the BLE.
Hoodwinked, huh?
Yeah.
Possibly one day I'll do something cool and frame them and put them up. And of course, when I do that, I'm gonna tell everybody that the Clark Gable signature is authentic.